Let me start by acknowledging the Coast Salish people on whose traditional territory we are gathered this morning. And I'd now like to invite Ms. Sophia Shong, who is graduating today with a major both in mathematics and a minor in education, to lead us in the singing of O Canada.
O Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all thy sons command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true North, strong and free. From far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Please be seated. I now declare the June 2012 Convocation assembled for the granting of degrees. Mr. President, members of the Board of Governors, Senate, faculty, honored guests, graduates, and friends, I'm Carol Taylor, Chancellor of this wonderful university. This is our 48th Convocation, and we're delighted and honored to have in attendance today a number of very distinguished guests on the platform and in our audience. Special guests on the platform include the Honourable Lance Finch, Chief Justice of British Columbia, SFU honorary degree recipients Dr. Peter Eng, and Dr. Firoz Rasool, and I must also say Dr. Rasool is the president of the Aga Khan University, but I think today, most importantly, he's the husband of our honorary degree recipient. This morning, an honorary doctorate of laws will be conferred on Seda Rasool. So today is a special day for everyone who is gathered here in Convocation Mall. It's firstly and most obviously special for all of our graduates who have come from such different places. You've worked hard, you've earned your success, and it's your success that we are here to celebrate today on this glorious morning. Well, it could be worse, it could be snow, you don't know. It is also, of course, special for your professors and teachers, many of whom are here today. These are teachers who gave you their very best. They watched you respond and grow and certainly change. But it is particularly special, I must say, for all of your parents, grandparents, and friends who are here to show their love and support. We're all cheering you on. So please accept congratulations from all of us. For the past few years, of course, you've been immersed in and intensely engaged in the SFU community. But after today, you begin to engage more broadly and individually with the world. I'm a great believer in giving back to our community, doing our best to make a difference, make the world a better place. So this is your chance for each one of you. What a golden opportunity you have. You're fresh from success, you're full of energy, enthusiasm, optimism, and you can make a difference. So take a moment today to think of what makes you special. What do you care about? more than anybody else. What skills do you have, each one of you, that are different? What moves you? What really concerns you? And I would say, as you think about that, I would ask you to say, how can you use all of those talents to connect with the world and actually make a difference? Let me ask you a question. Does the world, does our country, does our community reflect your priorities and your values? Think about it. Does the world, does our country, does our community reflect your priorities and your values? And if not, help change it. Get involved. And please don't let any old adult excuses slow you down. You are not too young to have influence. You are not too busy to volunteer. Heaven knows we're all too busy if we're looking for an excuse. You are not too inexperienced to be agents of change. So you can do it. This is your time. And all it takes is the same determination and commitment and hard work that brought you here today. I wish you all great success. I know you'll make a difference, and heaven knows the world needs you. I would now like to call upon the president of our university, Professor Andrew Petter.
Madam Chancellor, honored guests, members of the Board of Governors and Senate, faculty members, staff, and most especially, graduands, family, and friends. It is my privilege and my very great pleasure to preside at this celebration of your success, this culminating event of your education at Simon Fraser University. In recent months, SFU has embraced a vision for itself as an engaged university, a university that encourages students to become engaged learners, a university that enables researchers to mobilize their knowledge more broadly, a university that utilizes all of its capacities to enhance the social, economic, and environmental well-being of the communities it serves, both locally and globally. There is, however, an even more important means by which an engaged university benefits society, and that is by instilling the value of engagement in its alumni. Put simply, the best hope for ensuring that this university contributes to a richer, more just, and sustainable world is you. Today, we take great pride in your accomplishments and successes at SFU. We also hold out great hope for what you will achieve in your lives beyond this university. By drawing upon your knowledge, capacities, and skills, the skills and knowledge that you have gained here, you have the opportunity to better yourselves. That's the dividend of any good university education. However, by going further, by becoming engaged citizens, you have the added opportunity of harnessing these same aptitudes to advance the condition of others. And that's good news. For as much as we derive happiness from improving our own place in society, there is no greater gratification than that gained from helping to improve the lives of others. I commend to you the example of legions of SFU graduates who have gone before you, people who have approached the notion of community service from every direction. We are perhaps too inclined to think of community service narrowly as public service in the political arena. And SFU has certainly done its part in that category, educating 4 of the last 5 premiers of this province. But there are also many other ways to serve. In fact, as many as there are vocations or graduates. Consider the example of our former Chancellor, the late Milton Wong, who made his reputation and fortune in business and then turned both to the challenge of promoting Aboriginal justice and fostering multicultural understanding. Consider Jennifer Simons, an educator who has dedicated herself to creating a safer world through education in peace, disarmament, international law, and human security. Consider James Powell, a healthcare practitioner in nursing and traditional Chinese medicine who has made it his mission to fight for the rights of immigrants and the downtrodden in Vancouver's downtown east side. And consider Norman Armour, the impresario behind the Push International Performing Arts Festival, who has brought provocative, entertaining theater to so many and in the process has demonstrated the value of arts in community building. These are just a few of SFU's outstanding alumni, and they would tell you, as they have told me, that as much as they have given to society, they have gained much more back from knowing that their lives have made a positive difference. Today, you join their ranks as SFU alumni. You have proved yourselves worthy, and we are proud of you and enthused about your futures. Today is a day to reflect on all that you have accomplished and hold high your laurels. It is a day to say thank you to your classmates, your teachers, and especially to those family members and friends who've helped you to achieve your success and have come here to celebrate it with you. But today is also a day to look forward and contemplate your futures. In doing so, please know that SFU will always be here for you. As you engage the world, we hope that you will continue to engage with us, that you will cherish and take advantage of your status as SFU alumni. The great American educator Horace Mann once said, "A different world cannot be built by indifferent people." Well, I see no indifference here. Rather, what I see are the engaged graduates of an engaged university, whose talents, energies, and commitments give me confidence that a different and better world is well within our grasp. Congratulations to you all.
The honorary degree will now be conferred. I'm pleased to welcome Dr. Charles Krieger to present the honorary degree candidate, Dr. Seda Razul. Dr. Krieger is a professor and associate chair in the Department of Biomedical Physiology and Kinesiology. Dr. Krieger.
Madam Chancellor, Dr. Seda Razul is an outstanding example of volunteer dedication and commitment. She has been a leading advocate for public education, research, and community service, making significant contributions in the international community, the Vancouver community, and at this university for many years. Dr. Razul received her degree in dentistry from the University of London, followed by a Doctor of Dental Surgery from the University of Toronto. She has practiced dentistry in Vancouver for many years. Active in community service for many years, she has served on the boards of the BC Women's Hospital, the BC Children's Hospital, Outward Bound Canada, and the United Way, chairing the board of the United Way of the Lower Mainland in 2002 and co-chairing the United Way campaign in 2004. At SFU, Dr. Razul's leadership has been extraordinary. She served on the Board of Governors for 6 years, beginning in 2002, first as a board member, then deputy chair and chair. She was chair of the fundraising campaign for the Center for the Comparative Study of Muslim Societies and Cultures at SFU and was a lead donor in this campaign. She was also instrumental in ensuring provincial support for the new SFU School for Contemporary Arts building in downtown Vancouver. Indeed, Dr. Razul is the embodiment of SFU's new vision of community engagement. Her outstanding volunteerism has been recognized with a number of awards. She holds the 2006 Outstanding Leadership Award from Volunteer Vancouver and the 2007 YWCA Women of Distinction Award. And in 2010, she was inducted into the Learning Partnerships Champion of Public Education Hall of Fame. As well, the Vancouver Sun cited Dr. Razul as one of BC's 100 Women of Influence in 2010. The United Way of Canada conferred its highest award, the Andre Malot Award for Lifetime Exemplary Commitment and Leadership, to Dr. Razul in 2006. Her leadership and advocacy are also evident internationally. where she has set up a preventative dental program in Karachi, Pakistan, and in the northern areas of Pakistan. She is a consulting dentist at Aga Khan University, where she is involved in the teaching and community dental services in Pakistan, Afghanistan, and East Africa. An important part of her work in education is the use of telelearning to connect dentists in Canada and the U.S. with their counterparts in Asia and Africa. Dr. Rasool is also engaged in raising funds for the Aga Khan University's ambitious expansion plans from donors around the world. The range of her volunteer and mentoring activities in Vancouver and BC is impressive and includes, in brief, the Aga Khan Foundation Partnership Walk for Third World Development, York House School, Leadership Vancouver, the Rotary Club, the United Way, the Ismaili Council for British Columbia, the Immigrant and Visible Minority Women's Association, the BC Automobile Association, and many other organizations. Her family's generous donation for cancer research to the BC Cancer Agency before she became a cancer survivor is also worthy of mention. Dr. Saida Rasool's great commitment to serving and strengthening her community, both local and global, makes her a worthy recipient of this great honor. Madam Chancellor, on behalf of the Senate of this university, I ask that you now confer upon Dr. Saida Rasool the degree of Doctor of Laws, honoris causa.
Saida Rasool, by virtue of the authority vested in me and in the Senate of this university, I hereby admit you to the degree of Doctor of Laws, honoris causa. Dr. Rasool will be hooded by Dr. Bill Crane, Associate Vice President Academic, and Dr. Kate Ross, Registrar.
It is with great pleasure that I now call on Dr. Saida Rasool for her convocation address. Dr. Rasool.
Chancellor Carol Taylor, President Andrew Petter, Chairman and Governors of the Board, Provost, Deans, faculty, proud parents, and most importantly, our graduates, good morning. I am honored and humbled to receive this recognition today from Simon Fraser University because it is an institution that has been a large part of my life for several decades, if I include the period of time I brought my daughters up to the daycare at SFU. I am honored because this university values my small contribution. I am humbled because what I have achieved is in no way comparable to the achievements of previous recipients of this honor. If I have been able to give anything to SFU, a large part of the credit for this contribution goes to three individuals: the former president, Dr. Michael Stevenson, the former chancellor, Brent Louis, and most of all, the Chancellor Emeritus, the late Milton Wong. Milt was a friend, a mentor, and a coach, and he was the one who recommended my name for chair of the Board of Governors. Ladies and gentlemen, after considering many topics for today's speech, I chose to speak about the empowerment of women, and this I did for two reasons. Firstly, because of my concern for the plight of women, and secondly, because the topic reminds me of my mother, who for me was a great source of inspiration, strength, and wisdom. As one of 13 children from a family of modest means, struggling to make a life in South Africa under apartheid, my mother never had the opportunity to receive a high school education. Despite these disadvantages, she took on the struggles in her life with vigor, tenacity, and optimism. Today, as my husband Feroz and I work with the Aga Khan Development Network in many parts of Africa and Asia, we see the same energy, hardiness, and self-belief in girls and women who face what to most of us would be a myriad of unassailable challenges. These women are often subjected to unspeakable maltreatment at the hands of the clan or society to which they belong, usually based on cultural practices or in the name of religion. To illustrate, I would like to cite an example of a 12-year-old daughter of a member of our staff in Pakistan. She suffered massive facial injuries and disfigurement from acid thrown by a teenage boy because she was more interested in her education than in an arranged marriage. Another sad part of this story is that for this heinous act, there were no consequences for the boy. Despite all the obstacles, many courageous women continue to strive to improve their own lives and those of their daughters. If you wonder how these women endure such a life, let me share some of my thoughts. Above all, the women are keen to improve their own lives. They are doing this through education and learning. While we in the West may take access to education for granted, that is not the case for women in the developing world. In many rural areas, girls attend schools in the face of threats by conservative leaders in Afghanistan and Pakistan. These leaders incite others to burn down schools and attack the students and their teachers on their way to school. Where the education of girls has been sustained, we see the building of self-esteem in women, evident through their growing confidence and assertiveness. This empowerment has enabled women to become part of the decision-making process, especially to take on leadership in initiatives such as improve the food supply or health standards, or even increase income for the family. Education has allowed women to enter critically important professions such as medicine, nursing, and teaching. This, in turn, has enabled them to raise their social standing in their communities. Women in these areas are now looked upon as knowledgeable, skilled, and productive members of society, able to help their family and village improve their education, health, and social well-being. This empowerment has been instrumental in breaking down social, cultural, and economic barriers for women in the developing world, where the disparity between genders is massive. This growing confidence of women has enabled them to influence and, in some cases, define their own working conditions, which are often characterized by long days, multiple responsibilities, including raising children, supporting extended family, and putting up with the dictates of the mother-in-law who controls all family life. Unfortunately, this empowerment can be threatening to the men in the households, as independent thinking is not generally accepted and can often result in domestic violence. So as you can see, work-life balance has a totally different meaning for these women. While professional women are both looked up to for their knowledge and looked down on for their gender, they persevere with drive, determination, and passion. The results of their sustained efforts are evident in many places. We can see marked increases in literacy and numeracy, family incomes, and positions of leadership. But there are many areas in which they still need assistance. This is where you, the graduates of SFU, come in. You have been fortunate enough to receive an education from a great institution. Use that education to build a better life, not just for yourself and your family, but also for others in society. That definition of society should extend beyond British Columbia and Canada to the underprivileged parts of the world, which not only offer incredible opportunities, but also contain the most intractable poverty traps for the local women. My advice to you today is venture beyond Canada to Asia and Africa for professional opportunities for yourselves, as well as to help others improve their quality of life. And when you serve, give selflessly of your talents. Believe me, speaking from personal experience, not only will this be personally and professionally rewarding, but you will come back with different perspectives. All of us need to work to raise the position of women around the world. Why do I say this? Despite all the progress made in the elevation of the status of women, we know misogyny is not confined to the less developed world or to any particular region or religion. The rights of women are being threatened everywhere as we speak. Whether the threat is to the reproductive rights of women in the US or subjugation of women in high-growth South Asia, or the inability for women to drive a car in oil-rich Saudi Arabia, and even the compulsion for women to ride in the back of a bus in parts of Israel. Graduates, please reflect on my words today and ask yourselves, what part can you play to stem the reversal in the prospects and opportunities for women? There are many people I would like to thank today, but that would take too much time as the list is long. I will only mention Simon Fraser University for this honor, my fellow board members during my term as a governor and as chair, and my family and friends, those of you who are here today to celebrate with me, and those who could not make it. I started my speech with a reference to the inspiration of my late mother. I would like to end with the inspiration of my 3 daughters, from whom I have learned so much about empowerment of women, and in whom I see the future as being bright for women. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Razul. Ladies and gentlemen, as part of the ceremony, the Alumni Association will present a Simon Fraser University alumni pin to the graduates as they leave the stage. Our alumni are very important to us, and we are pleased that this symbolic presentation will launch them on their new role as alumni of Simon Fraser University. Jason Wong holds a BA in Communication and is also a former member of the SFU Alumni Association's Board of Directors. I invite Mr. Wong to the lectern to bring greetings to the graduands.
Thank you, President Petter. It is my privilege and pleasure to congratulate you on your graduation and welcome you as the newest members of the SFU Alumni Association, a global community now of over 120,000 graduates. I encourage you to remember and rely upon the connections you have made here at SFU. This is your strongest and most natural network. Attend our events, join our alumni online directory, and stay connected through our social media channels. Also keep in mind that the Alumni Association is here to serve your needs and interests with relevant benefits and services. I invite you to learn more about your alumni privileges in the brochure that you'll find in your degree folder. As you cross the stage today, I'll be presenting you with an alumni pin as a symbol of your achievement and your alumni status. Wherever life takes you in the future, we hope that you will keep the SFU spirit alive and that you will stay connected to your university and your fellow alumni. Congratulations once again.
Thank you, Mr. Wong. Before the graduands are presented individually to the Chancellor, Ms. Rebecca Whitmore, a member of the graduating class, will address Convocation. During her time at SFU, Ms. Whitmore has worked as a researcher for Citizenship and Immigration Canada, received an undergraduate research award to work with the SFU Medical Tourism Research Group, and volunteered as a peer learning and writing educator at the Student Learning Commons. She's been on the President's Honor Roll, won numerous scholarships, and in 2013 will intern in the BC Legislature through the prestigious BC Legislative Internship Program. She is graduating today with a Bachelor of Arts, honors with distinction in Human Geography, and a minor in Political Science in the Faculty of Environment. I'm now pleased to call upon Rebecca Whitmore. Good luck.
Congratulations to today's graduates. Thanks to our families, friends, university staff, and faculty for your support. It has been essential to our success. Welcome, Madam Chancellor, President Petter, guests, and all who are gathered here to celebrate the achievement of students in the Faculty of Environment and in the Faculty of Science. I am pleased to speak to these two faculties as I so admire the variety of disciplines and the diverse student body that they encompass. Students in both faculties share a desire to see the world clearly, to better understand how things work, and to use that knowledge to create positive change. Graduates, today, success is making it up the stairs without tripping over your gown. A month ago, success was handing in that last paper minutes before it was due, or studying just enough to pass that last exam with enough time left over to watch the hockey game. University life is filled with many different kinds of success. But now, as we graduate, how will we build on our success? What new goals can we aim for? We have spent much of our time here at SFU learning to think and to question in order to better understand the world. We have learned that we must examine our assumptions, that we must question arguments from authority, and that we must seek to understand the world as it is. Skepticism, though, does not mean cynicism. Today, I propose that we must take our training as skeptical, questioning students beyond the university and engage in our future plans with a commitment to positively impacting the world. Over the last few years, SFU has set out a vision for itself as an engaged university. The university has sought to engage students, research, and communities. In order to have a positive impact, we graduates must continue to be engaged citizens. But what does that mean for us as we leave this place? Every time I hear the word engage, I think of Captain Picard standing on the bridge of the USS Enterprise. Engage, make it so, as the Star Trek cast heads out to explore new realms. I figured I could get away with a Star Trek reference at the Science and Environment Convocation. Engage. What I think it means is that as we seek out new places in the world, we must continue to make meaningful connections between our studies and our work, between ourselves and others as we set out on the next great adventure. Boldly go where no humans have gone before. Engagement can be challenging, though. As we leave university, probably many to entry-level jobs that may not inspire. How can we stay engaged? I received some great advice from a professor about how to stay engaged with challenging tasks, which I'd like to share. In the last year of my degree, I took a required course in my department. This course was focused on a subject matter totally different from the rest of my degree. We were examining ancient geographical texts to study the history of geographic and scientific thought. Wading through Plato and Ptolemy and St. Augustine and Darwin was not an easy task. Like most of the students in that class, I had no training in classics or textual analysis, and initially, I wasn't sure how to engage with the material. Although we were uncertain about how to approach the work facing us, the students in the class had to find a way to do it, and to do it well. Our professor gave us a piece of advice, 2 words, a quote taken from E.M. Forster, which suggests we must only connect. Only connect. In the context of our class, it meant to connect with the texts, to read them and think about them and seek to place them in context. Today, as graduates, it means that we need to connect our studies with our future work, to connect with each other, our communities, and the world. I think I've managed to avoid being political today. No easy feat for a poli-sci minor. But I do want to speak to how we can combat some of the enduring problems of our society. We are all aware of many global issues that we face together: poverty, environmental degradation, political oppression, unethical profiteering. The list goes on. Our degrees and our celebrations today mean nothing if we do not use them to expose and to combat real problems. We have the knowledge. Now, we must do the work to promote change. If we commit to engaging in our work, whatever it may be, and to connecting with others, we can do this. We have the opportunity and the privilege to help improve outcomes for people here in Canada and across the world. And now, as we celebrate our graduation, we are ready. Nous sommes prêts to engage, to connect, to create change. Let us make it so. Thank you.
Thanks, Rebecca. Good work. Thank you, Rebecca, for a most engaging presentation. And you may be interested to know that when Patrick Stewart isn't playing the captain of the Starship Enterprise, he also, in private life, is a university chancellor. So there we go. The members of the graduating class will now be presented to the Chancellor to be admitted en masse to their degrees. Will the graduands please rise? And what a great-looking group they are. Madam Chancellor, I present to you those scholars who have fulfilled the statutory requirements laid down by the Senate of this university and request that you confer upon each one the degree for which she or he is now recommended.
By virtue of the authority vested in me and in the Senate of this university, I hereby admit you to your various and several degrees. Will the graduates please be seated?
The members of the graduating class will now be presented individually to the Chancellor, but first a few requests. Would you please refrain from applauding the individual members of the graduating class until each group of degrees has been conferred? This does not apply to the conferral of individual doctoral degrees, and obviously we can't, try as we might, prevent spontaneous bursts of enthusiasm. As a courtesy to others, please remain seated until the conclusion of the ceremony, and would the graduates please return to your seats following the receipt of your degrees. The degrees in the Faculty of Environment and the Faculty of Science will now be conferred. Madam Chancellor, the Associate Dean of Science, Dr. George Agnes, will announce the names of the students earning graduate degrees.
Madam Chancellor, I have the honor of presenting the graduates of the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in the Faculty of Environment. The graduates will be hooded by Dr. John Pierce, Dean of the Faculty of Environment. The first graduate is the recipient of the Dean of Graduate Studies Convocation Medal for Academic Excellence in the Faculty of Environment. I invite Dr. Jesse Proudfoot to join me. Dr. Proudfoot's doctoral research was funded by a prestigious, nationally competitive graduate scholarship from the Social Sciences and Humanities Research Council of Canada. Dr. Proudfoot's research was in the area of ethnographics, and his studies focused on drug-addicted panhandlers in the downtown East Side neighborhood of Vancouver, British Columbia. This area is known as one of the poorest area codes in Canada and has a significant concentration of intravenous drug users. He investigated the effectiveness of pioneering harm reduction initiatives, such as North America's first supervised injection site, Insight, as well as methadone maintenance programs and the effects of these programs on the lives of poverty-stricken, drug-addicted individuals. One form of academic currency in the university is publication and dissemination of information, and Dr. Proudfoot's research has resulted in several publications, including 2 first author journal publications and a book chapter. Currently, Dr. Proudfoot is supported by another national level award, a postdoctoral fellowship that he has taken to DePaul University in Chicago, United States of America. There, he continues to carve a path of excellence in researching Chicago's harm reduction initiatives to learn how different social and political geographies of 2 cities, Vancouver and Chicago, affect drug policy, service provision, and the quality of life for individuals who are drug addicts. On behalf of SFU, I congratulate Dr. Proudfoot on his outstanding achievements, which are being recognized by his being awarded the Dean of Graduate Studies Convocation Medal in the Faculty of Environment. Congratulations. Let's step forward. Let's step forward. Madam Chancellor, I have the honor of presenting the remaining graduates of the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in the Faculty of Environment. Proceed. Hi. Dongya Yang. Sorry, Ursula Arndt. Sorry. Dr. Arndt performed her thesis research in the Department of Archaeology, and her thesis was supervised by Dongya Yang. Cameron Owens. Dr. Owens performed his thesis research in the Department of Geography, supervised by Dr. Meg Holden. Widiini Sumarito. Dr. Sumarito performed her thesis research in the Department of Geography, supervised by Eugene McCann. Madam Chancellor, I have the honor of presenting the graduates of the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in the Faculty of Science. The graduates will be hooded by the Dean of the Faculty of Science, Dr. Claire Couples. Madam Chancellor, I have the honor of presenting the first of two recipients of the Dean of Graduate Studies Convocation Medal for Academic Excellence in the Faculty of Science. The first recipient is Dr. Jefferson Chan, and I invite him to join me. Come on. Okay. No, thank you. Dr. Chan's thesis research investigated ways to stop virus replication. The central theme of Dr. Chan's research was to study how enzymes known as sialidases function. Using a specially equipped nuclear magnetic resonance spectrometer, Dr. Chan sped up the scientific search for molecules that disrupt the chemical workings of an enzyme that help to stop influenza virus spreading. This enabled him to create a blueprint for drug molecules that will slow the spread of an influenza pandemic. During his time here at Simon Fraser University, Dr. Chan co-authored 10 peer-reviewed publications, a book chapter, mentored 5 undergraduate researchers, and he won over 15 awards and scholarships. These include the Barbara Ferrier Chemistry Research Award, the Broker Prize in Chemical Spectroscopy, and the Faculty of Science Excellence in Teaching Award. Dr. Chan currently holds a prestigious Human Frontier Science Program postdoctoral cross-disciplinary fellowship for undertaking his postdoctoral research in the chemistry department at the University of California, Berkeley. Dr. Chan plans to establish his own laboratory in the future in Canada as a principal investigator. On behalf of Simon Fraser University, I congratulate Dr. Chan on his outstanding achievements, which are being recognized by his being awarded the Dean of Graduate Studies Convocation Medal as SFU's most outstanding graduate from the Faculty of Science. Let's move forward. Dr. Chan was hooded at a previous convocation ceremony. Madam Chancellor, the second recipient of the Dean of Graduate Studies Convocation Medal for Academic Excellence in the Faculty of Science is Dr. Michael Steger. Unfortunately, Dr. Steger is in Germany and unable to be present today. Madam Chancellor, I have the honor of presenting the remaining graduates of the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in the Faculty of Science. Kelly Burkett. Dr. Burkett performed her thesis research in the Department of Statistics and Actuarial Science, supervised by Dr. Jinko Graham. Sazwadi Chakladar. Dr. Chakladar performed her thesis research in the Department of Chemistry, supervised by Dr. Andrew Bennett. Teresa Chung. Dr. Chung performed her thesis research in the Department of Physics, supervised by Dr. Karen Kavanaugh. Michael Damiani. Dr. Damiani performed his thesis research in the Department of Chemistry, supervised by Dr. Mario Pinto. Razia Askanandari. Dr. Askandari performed her thesis research in the Department of Chemistry, supervised by Dr. Mario Pinto. Amir Farabad. Dr. Farabad performed his thesis research in the Department of Earth Science, supervised by Dr. Andy Calvert. Xing Feng. Dr. Feng performed her thesis research in the Department of Statistics and Actuarial Science, supervised by Dr. Charmaine Dean. Simon Goring. Dr. Goring performed his thesis research in the Department of Biological Sciences, supervised by Dr. Rolf Matthews. Go ahead. Thomas Humphreys. Dr. Humphreys performed his thesis research in the Department of Mathematics, supervised by Dr. Manfred Trummer. Carolyn Huston. Dr. Huston performed her thesis research in the Department of Statistics and Actuarial Science, supervised by Dr. Stephen Thompson. Kimberly Johnstone. Dr. Johnstone performed her thesis research in the Department of Molecular Biology and Biochemistry, supervised by Dr. Willie Davidson. Baldeep Kang. Dr. Kang performed his thesis research in the Department of Chemistry, supervised by Dr. Robert Britton. David Lackner. Dr. Lackner performed his thesis research in the Department of Physics, supervised by Dr. Simon Watkins and P. Money. Yuk Yin Lai. Dr. Lai performed her thesis research in the Department of Molecular Biology and Biochemistry, supervised by Dr. Willie Davidson. Juliana Lee. Dr. Lee performed her thesis research in the Department of Molecular Biology and Biochemistry, supervised by Dr. Lisa Craig. Anne Lynn. Dr. Lynn performed her thesis research in the Department of Biological Sciences, supervised by Julian Gutman. Nancy Marcus. Dr. Marcus performed her thesis research in the Department of Molecular Biology and Biochemistry, supervised by Dr. David Bailey. Alareza Morshadian. Dr. Morshadian performed his thesis research in the Department of Earth Science, supervised by Dr. James McEachern. Conan Fellon. Dr. Fellon performed his thesis research in the Department of Biological Sciences, supervised by Dr. Bernard Reutberg. Nicole Quinn. Dr. Quinn performed her thesis research in the Department of Molecular Biology and Biochemistry, supervised by Dr. Willie Davidson. Stephanie Vlachos. Dr. Vlachos performed her thesis research in the Department of Molecular Biology and Biochemistry, supervised by Dr. Nicholas Hardin. Leon Wong. Dr. Wong performed his thesis research in the Department of Chemistry, supervised by Dr. Paul Lee. Edwin Wong. Dr. Wong performed his thesis research in the Department of Chemistry, supervised by Dr. Daniel Lesnoff. Scott Yang. Dr. Yang performed his thesis research in the Department of Physics, supervised by Dr. John Beckhofer. Nancy Yu. Dr. Yu performed her thesis research in the Department of Molecular Biology and Biochemistry, supervised by Dr. Fiona Brinkman. Ruan Zhang. Dr. Zhang performed her thesis research in the Department of Mathematics, supervised by Dr. Abraham Poonen. Madam Chancellor, I have the honor of presenting the graduates of master's degrees in the Faculty of Environment. The graduates will be received by the Dean of the Faculty of Environment, Dr. John Pierce. Christina Hannes. Julia Jackley. Jason Moore. Reed Bailey. Alston Bonamas. Chantel Caron. Courtney Druce. Alexander Hall. Nicole Kosher. Erica Olson. Amy Teed. Dorian Turner. Rupanawanda Vinaj. Winnie Yip. Timothy Gray. Mandeep Purwal. Carolyn Teasdale. Corey Ann. Tammy Ballas. Courtney Brown. Joanna Chen. Ryan Kluche. Michael Dahabi. Sherry Elwell. Clarissa Gibson. Graham Gillians. Oh.
You should have changed it.
We didn't get stopped.
Yeah, so you probably should do that.
Okay, stop. Gordon Hiscott. Just stop. Okay, go. Go. Sarub Jain. Stephen Kiefer. Stephanie Lengill. Xiaoyan Luo. Mernush Malaxmeli. James McDonald. Alexander Molnar. Marc-Andre Nolette. Aveline Rondois. Jolene Sorgi. Olga Strizkova. Sarah Tagapur. Sebastian Temple. Jane Wadlinger. Yu Xia. Henry Ewan.
Madam Chancellor, the Dean of the Faculty of Environment, Dr. John Pierce, will announce the names of the students earning degrees in his faculty.
Madam Chancellor, the first graduate of the degree of Bachelor of Arts in the Faculty of Environment is Ms. Kezia Zimmerman, the recipient of the Dean's Convocation Medal for Academic Excellence. Ms. Zimmerman graduated with a major from the Department of Archaeology, and unfortunately, Ms. Zimmerman is unable to be present here today. Madam Chancellor, I now have the honor of presenting the remaining graduates of the degree of Bachelor of Arts in the Faculty of Environment. Raven Adams. Eriga Agos. Christina Elm. Luke Anderson. Sanam Bajwa. Chelsea Ballantyne. Nathan Beauchamp. May Bramall. Sarah Brooks. Abigail Brown John. Daniel Buggy. Sophia Bush. Bridget Burbank. Gregory Chilapa. Calvin Chan. Kimberly Chan. Joseph Chipman. Ian Chavot. Brett Cooper, John Coots, Paige Crawley, Ben Davies, Sabrina Dominguez, Elise Dupre, Lisa Earle, Sarah Rose Eamon, Antonio Fasciani, Charlotte Fesnew, Nikolai Gervais, Rory Gillies, Jordan Matthew Goodbrand, Tyrone Hamilton, Anthea Harden, Brandon Harmon, Catherine Hausch, Christian Hill, Cody Hurd, Tanya Hunt, Glenn Marcos Inco, Caleb Jeffries, Regan Jenner, Rebecca Johnston, Min Kim, Alicia Kurz, Eric Kwan, Felix Latour, Adrian Lee, Andrea Leaks, Darren Loader, Christopher Lonergan, Courtney McGrath Ag, Claire McGuire, Colin Migley, Brandon Missoura, Stephen Moffett, Levy Ong, Ross Parker, Vanessa Pascalia, Elsa Maria Perstader, Joshua Peters, Natasha Pezzi, Abhishki Ratu, Wesley Regan, Kaylin Ridlinger, Kelly Ross, Genevieve Sue, Robert Spurgeon, Jillian Steele, Joanne Tang, Lauren Taylor, Sarah Thompson, Edison Ting, Albert Chong, Elisa Tobin, Carmen Chang, Victoria Vidner, Kia Warren, Rebecca Whitmore, Kalok Phoebe Wong, Felix Yu, Sharon Zong, Madam Chancellor, I have the honor of presenting the graduates of the degree of Bachelor of Science in the Faculty of Environment. Celeste Barlow, Mark Bucher, Danielle Kirchels, Ting Ding, Andy Fang, Paige Ponyboy Frewer, Daryl Hoffman, Yingpeng Mei, Jody McCormick, Natasha Murphy, Mario Parizzolo, Stephanie Price, Laura Purton, Rebecca Savoy, Calvin Stuckert, Salima Abdullah, Melissa Aduna, Tanaz Afshar, Nicholas Sagan, Ria Augustin, Iyad Al Khatib, Navid Aloy, Unizi Ali, Sarah Al-Shukati, Morgan Orcoin, Brendan Barton, Jennifer Bain, Alana Ballavizini, yeah, we are. We're in science. We started science. In the Faculty of Science. Okay.
We don't have a split. We can't have because we haven't had the bachelor's. They're out of line.
Are we in environment or science?
No, we're in science. Faculty of Science.
Just switch it over.
Yeah.
Madam Chancellor, the Dean of the Faculty of Science, Dr. Claire Couples, will announce the names of the students earning degrees in her faculty.
Madam Chancellor, the first graduate of the degree Bachelor of Science in the Faculty of Science is Mr. Anis Baji, the recipient of the Dean's Convocation Medal for Academic Excellence. Unfortunately, Mr. Baji is unable to be present today. Madam Chancellor, I have the honour of presenting the remaining graduates of the degree of Bachelor of Science in the Faculty of Science. Oh. Danielle Beauchamp. Nicole Benzie. Jay Bennett. Chelsea Beveridge, Patrick Birch, Derek Blair, Sarah Cahill, Melissa Compagne, Kyla Chan, Mary Chi Him Chan, Nellie Chan, Allison Chandler, Kevin Chang, Yu Ting Chen, Mei Chiang, Michael Chiang, Wing Shan Chik, Edward Choi, Charlene Chong, Zachary Chow, Camille Christensen, Michael Dominic Chua, Sunji Chun, Brian Chung, Mandy Chung, Michael Chung, Haley Cicchetti, Bernstein Jester Coylan, Zara Creighton, Kirby Cronin, Joseph Cruz, Thomas Shashinsky, Baram Dabiri, Melissa Dalgard, Kirsten Davis, Peter DeMarchi, Valerie Dela Cruz, Gagan Daliwal, Jagdi Dillon, Taylor Dick, Elizabeth Dickin, Nelson Dingley, Melissa Dinsdale, Audrey Dion, Diana Doan, PJ Dule, Gregory Dunn, Leanne Earl, Hala El Hariri, Chelsea Elvey, Ahmed Emrani, Ruth Fan, Grant Fitzpatrick, Eri Flores, Malnouche Ordobadi, Seni Fu, Jamie Fox, Danielle Franson, Samantha Fergine, Rayanne Galuska, Carl Gansert, Jasmeet Garsha, Julie Gauthier, Seema Garami, Samar Ghaffari, Sarush Gassimi, Suka Gill, Edlin Gomez, Bianca Gonzalez, Adam Golding, Prabveer Gruel, Sukhpreet Gruel, Kavisha Gunawadane, Sukhpal Gurm, Michelle Hall, Richard Han, Irene Han, Carrie Ann Hancock, Bhavjinder Hara, Taylor Hardy, Jessica Harris, IT, Leonida Haber, Manjot here, Rebecca Henriquez, Jonathan Hill, Elizabeth Halus, Kai Ho, Winnie Ho, Sumi Hong, Sandra Hassini, Emily Shao, Yong Huang, Ali Hossain, Jaspreet Jagpal, Erin Jang, Philip Jang, Keith Jyoti, Eric Joel, Bradley Jones, Fatima Kamuna, Mandeep Kang, Faria Karim, Megan Kinleyside, Alia Keshavji, Bonnie Koo, Hyomin Kim, Seo Kyung Kim, Darren Kimura, Catherine King, Andrea Kirkness, Chun Yu Ko, Jennifer Corsa, Karol Kritska, Vaishali Kumar, Carl Copers, Steve Labrosse, Marcel Lamotte, Alexandra Lansing, Jacqueline Latham, Franklin Lau, Jackson Lau, Nicole Law, Cliff Lee, Jenny Lee, Richard Leyland, Weijie Lee, Jane Liao, Marina Liarski, Hyun Lin Jin Lim, Jonathan Lim, Weiji Liu, Moon Locke, Baram Lot Falisal Masi. David Lu Ting. Andrea Louis. Jarrett Lum. Haven Lubecki. Tin Ma. Daniel MacDonald. Matthew Mikado. Duncan McKay. Brett McKinnon. Michael McCrae. Derek Ma. Jiachi Ma. Sukhvir Mahal. Asal Malek Zadeh. Sasha Malkowski. Nicholas Mangan. Ryuji Marumo. Megan Macher. Jeffrey McCurdy. Richard McGraw. Stephen Meltzer. Navjot Kaur Minhas. Matthew Mittelstadt. Ashkan Mohammadi. Craig Moore. Kirsten Mossington. Paymon Musavi. Chelsea Mushins. Antonia Musso. Kaiko Nabatani. Rahela Nakavi Sadat. Nathan Nastili. Oh boy, that's a challenge. Priyananth Navanithanantasi. Congratulations anyway. Basim Nahal. Jason Nesbitt. Li Jiangning. Sabrina Ning. Victor Lowe. Hui Nguyen. Min Nguyen. Vitri Nan. Stephen Nickel. Lorenz Nierves. Ruxandra Ola. Sanya Pal. Michael Paleologu. Emily Palebroda. Yolanda Panaitiu. Tanarit Pander. Amrit Pahar. Trisha Patel. Susan Pavone. Carrie Peng. Andrew Pennington. Timothy Peters. Eric Peterson. Melissa Phelan. Teresa Carmina. Caitlin Pino. Muska Popal. Suzanne Potzold. Nicholas Prue. Jennifer Punnett. Michelle Anna Peretza. Lisa Kwan. Evan Kwan. Nika Ra. Lauren Rafus. Felicia Rai. Ainara Rakhmanjolova. Alicia Ram. Crystal Rama. Karandeep Randawa. Nabalpreet Randio. Alexander Rayner. Maureen Reimer. Atia Riaz. Andrew Round. Roseanne Roshaniai. Julian Sahastra Bude. Karen Sandhu. Karanjit Sandhu. Atira Santosh. Ella Sargent. Danielle Saviola. Curtis Schmidt. Herschel Shah. Azim Sharif. Okay. Robert Shi. Amrinder Shokar. Justin Shokar. Marisa Short. Amrit Singara. Karandeep Singh. Pretinda Singh. Rachel Skoklas. Katrina Slama. Okay. Shale Smith. Talia Smith. Melanie Sir. Dina Soliman. Monica Soliman. Ardiat Sultan Somji. Lindsay Stark. Jeffrey Stephenson. Raphael Suliaman. Sweta Sundarajan. Janie Sito. Mandeep Takar. Benjamin Tan. Danny Tan. Yingling Tan. Graham Templeton. Zoya Tavor. Clarine Ting. Nicola Toes. Michael Tuzo. Linda Tran. Michelle Tsang. Samuel C. Michael Ungerer. Brendan Van Ass. Ali Van Neukerk. Pavandi Verdi. Emma Vogt. Jiacheng Wang. Lindsay Ward. Deborah Valdelbianos. Jiaying Wang. Kelly West. Gordon Wong. Hanson Wong. Julian Wong. Lawrence Wong. Sarah Wong. Tyler Wong. Chris Wu. Suzanne Woolley. Harry Zhao. Sophia Xiong. Simon Xiong. Wilson Young. Xiaoze Ying. Tiffany Yip. Tommy Yip. Su Hyun Yu. Kazra Yousefi. Loretta Yu. Wilson Yu. Edward Kakun Yen. Tina Zhang. Yang Zhang. Yushen Zhang. Wei Zhao. Wu Zheng Zhou. Philip Zilka. Okay. Madam Chancellor, I'm pleased to present the students who've completed the requirements for certificates in the Faculty of Science. Erica Anderson. Risha Patidar. Trisha Patidar.
Madam Chancellor, the Governor General's silver medals are awarded to 2 undergraduate students who are judged to have the most outstanding record in the graduating class. It's a rare occasion that both silver medals are being presented to students in the same faculty, the Faculty of Science. The first recipient is Mr. Brendan Bartman, and I ask him to join me. Welcome. Brendan Bartman came to SFU 4 years ago with a Dean of Science entrance scholarship. Over the 4 years he spent here, he earned a cumulative grade point average of 4.32 out of a possible 4.33. Where did you go wrong? Brendan also received 2 national-level research awards from NSERC, which allowed him to participate in an international research project building new detection methods of exotic nuclei, whose study will lead to a better understanding of our universe's past and possibly its future. In addition to the 7 other scholarships he was awarded over the past few years, he was recently nominated for the Coriell Award in Nuclear Chemistry. Brendan also performed beyond expectations when he taught his peers while functioning as a tutorial assistant in the course entitled Atoms, Molecules, and Spectroscopy. I'm not a chemist. In short, Brendan's accomplishments in our undergraduate program are exceptional. In the future, Brendan intends to continue his training in graduate studies. Please join with me in congratulating Brendan on his impressive track record of successes and wishing him well in the future. And I invite Chancellor Carol Taylor to join me to present the Governor General's Silver Medal. Congratulations. Amazing. Way to go. This is really great. I can't wait to see think we probably want to pose here for a quick picture. Way to go again. Thank you. The second recipient is Mr. Stephen Meltzer, and I ask him to join me. Welcome. Several years ago, Stephen Meltzer was recognized by the Dean of Science Undergraduate Scholarship Entrance Committee as a potential star. Boy, did they get it right. 4 years ago, Stephen arrived here from Pine Tree Secondary in Coquitlam, having been offered a Dean's Entrance Scholarship. Today, Stephen is convocating with a Bachelor of Science degree in mathematics, in which he achieved first-class honors designation with an upper division GPA of 4.33. Stephen also excelled in investigating questions and advancing knowledge in advanced mathematics, as evidenced by his being supported by 3 undergraduate national-level research awards from the Canadian government. In the Putnam competition, an international mathematics exam, he placed in the top 12% out of over 5,000 students from around the world. Moreover, Stephen demonstrated that he is an effective teacher, having successfully mentored students in calculus. Stephen's performance in all aspects of our undergraduate training program was exceptional. Tomorrow, he continues his training in our graduate program, where his most recent accomplishments have been recognized by a national-level adjudication committee, which has awarded him an NSERC Alexander Graham Bell Graduate Scholarship. Please join me in simultaneously congratulating his undergraduate accomplishments and wishing him well in the next phase of his career. And again, I'd ask Chancellor Taylor to assist me in the presentation. Will the graduating class please rise? I congratulate each of you on the completion of your degree. This is an impressive achievement, and I ask your friends and family to join me in applauding the amazing graduating class of June 2012. Now, let's not forget who got you here, so I ask the members of the graduating class to please reciprocate by applauding your family, friends, faculty, and staff, and all those who helped to get you to reach your goal. Please be seated.
Ladies and gentlemen, this brings to a close the formal awarding of degrees this morning. Some graduates who were recommended by the Senate for degrees today are unable to be present, and their names therefore were not read out, but I now admit them to the appropriate degrees as shown in the program. Now, I have several thank yous to express to all of you, of course, for helping make this such a joyful day for all of us, and to our many, many volunteer staff and faculty members, coordinated by Student Services and Ceremonies and Events offices, who have worked so hard to make this a very special Convocation Day. And of course, to the members of our 6-time world champion Simon Fraser University Pipe Band for their very special contribution to Convocation. They will be performing after the ceremony in Freedom Square, which is right behind the platform. So this brings to a close the formal part of this morning's Convocation, but you're now all invited to attend a reception in the James Douglas Room, which also is behind the platform. Please rise and remain standing at your places until the platform party has recessed.
shoes.